You know, I need one of those little 3, 2, 1 things so we can go like 3, 2, 1. Hey, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. I am co-host Buddy Cat, and with me is Ashen. What's going on?
Not too much. I'm here to talk about some video games.
If I was
surprise, Buddy, if I can.
Yeah, if I was to guess, have you been playing any Final Fantasy XIV?
Oh, I just haven't had the time to play it really because I've been way too busy playing Final Fantasy XIV.
Okay, you almost had me for a second there.
Yeah, I tried.
Well, for anybody joining us, although we're not live on this one, this is our pilot, I guess. Would we call this a test run or a pilot, I guess, for our very first podcast?
Yeah, I would say a pilot episode would be closer to the truth here. And this isn't going to be on live streams, but hopefully we'll be able to put it up on some things. So before we go live, people will be able to check this out.
So what you're saying is there's like a 90% chance that no one will ever hear this.
Or 95% chance. In fact, what will probably happen is years later, while we're still doing this, we're going to stumble across this and cringe like there was no tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. You know, I'm already cringing because, you know, I stream a lot of Final Fantasy XIV in the mornings and stuff, but I don't ever look at myself. I keep my stuff off to the side. My camera is minimized, and because I don't like looking at myself, but doing this is like, oh my God, there's my head right there. So, I mean, I don't mind looking at your head. I just don't like looking at my head.
You're kind of forced to by this point.
Yeah.
You don't have you can always just do the VTuber thing and get one of those cartoon things of yourself up, and hey.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody will mind.
Little anime thing that, like, bounces around.
Oh, yeah.
And
like a bobblehead.
Yeah.
A bobblehead. Yeah, and then you have to make it so that way the eyes, wherever you're looking with your eyes, its eyes are looking. So it's always we can always tell when you're Googling something when you don't know. It's like looking down.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. I had one of those. I did a trial for some company. It's like, you know, sign up and try stuff. And you know, I'm into signing up for stuff like that. I forget what it was called. It's like an eye tracker thing. You said it looked like a Wii bar on the top of your computer, and they had some beta software, and it tracked your eyes. And, you know, they're looking at, like, how to implement it and different stuff. And you could, like, for example, like, you could control the depth of field with it in, like, some demo games. So you could, like, look here, and when you looked in the background, the foreground would blur. So it would actually see what you're looking at and change. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that mechanic in video games and how awkward that would be.
It would.
I think I would just turn it off and never use it again. Much like motion blur, I just turn it off and don't even think about it. Any screen shaking, turn it off.
Yeah.
Don't think about it. I don't even know why games put those in there at this point. I think it's just to say they have accessibility.
I think so. You know, I'm not a huge fan of depth of field anyways, because naturally, when we look around, stuff blurs depending on what we're looking at. And when they use depth of field and blur stuff, it's kind of like forcing what I'm supposed to be looking at. You know, So I don't know. That's just my opinion. But it might be why we haven't seen any of that technology either, though, because, or at least those eye trackers. I don't even remember the name. I don't even know if anything happened to it, so I don't know.
Yeah, I say it's a dead topic, and we should move on to what were your thoughts on Final Fantasy 7.5?
Oh, you know, that is very true. So I have played so far, the morning that it came out, I jumped in for about 3 hours. Let's see. And, you know, why don't I pull a little bit of that up here? Hold on a second. Learning curve here. Let's see.
3 hours. That's a pretty decent chunk of time to spend in there.
Yeah. I did get to, here we go. This is what I'm trying to do.
Oh, there's our boy Graha and Cryo.
Yep. So yeah,
I misgendered Cryo. Sorry.
Our boy Cryo. Not Cryo. You know, I feel like I have always loved Cryo. I've been a huge Cryo fan, but I've met multiple people who don't like Cryo. And I've been reading some of the stuff on like Reddit, and people are like, "Oh my god, I like the last stuff, but I'm just so tired of this Cryo stuff." And I'm like, "What? I love Cryo. Who's tired of Cryo?" I don't know. Maybe you're tired of Cryo. I don't know. I'm not.
I wouldn't say I'm tired of Cryo. I think she's definitely an upgrade to Minfilia, where Minfilia was definitely tired of, because as the meme says, pray return to the Waking Sands every 2 minutes of your life. And then when you're right next to her, like the very next room, instead of pray return to the Waking Sands, it's suddenly shell call.
Right. I think I still have maybe like 72 Vesper Bay tickets in my inventory.
Yeah, that was their hot fix, is just to give everybody Vesper Bay tickets to get back to Pray Return. Where now at least with Cryo, we meet her, right? She'll be out in the field with us. She'll be out doing things with us. It's not always, hey, come back to me all the time. So I think giving her props for that at the very least is good.
Yeah. And she can always paint us a nice picture if anything else. But yeah, so
That's
I
true.
went through, I don't know if you played through yet, but I played through all of the MSQ. And I did the new dungeon and the new trial and the raid. I don't want to talk about the raid. I may have died a few times in the new raid. But as far as the MSQ content, I really enjoyed it. It checked a lot of boxes for me. It's got snow. You know me, I love snow levels.
Mm-hmm.
And after watching the trailer, which we're going to talk about here in a minute, I knew that we were going to be doing some stuff. But I didn't really expect them to dive that much into it in this content. I knew they were going to, the whole theme, and spoilers, for anyone listening to this is definitely a Final Fantasy centric episode, kind of assuming that if you're playing 7.5, you've probably, this isn't a spoiler for you, but just a warning for anyone who hasn't got there yet. The whole thing
and
with
if
the
you
trailer,
have it,
you
you should move along. Yeah.
And you can play the critically acclaimed demo all the way through Shadowbringers now.
What is that, level 70?
Yeah, they added Shadowbringers to that, which is incredible. I mean, Shadowbringers alone for free is better than anything you could give anybody. But no, I think that the big reveal in the trailer is that they're going to be reuniting the stars, which we'll talk, or the stars all together back into one. So I thought that was going to be the next thing, but they dove right into it, right in the MSQ that we just got. So that was kind of a surprise for me. I like that. It was kind of short. I don't know. What'd you think of it? Or have you played it? I should ask.
Yeah, so I didn't wake up nearly as early as some people I know of to play through it. I was a little late to the party, but I did get through all of it faster than I expected, but I think it was at a good pace, and it really opened up a lot of questions instead of closing some answers. So now I'm really kind of rethinking what the title for the next arc saga is for 14 going on. Oh man, yeah. And a lot of my thoughts about it really kind of has to go with the next expansion too, and the trailer for that expansion.
Mm-hmm.
So I think overall the for that dungeon was really great. It had a new mechanic in it, kind of. Well, I guess it's a rehash of an old mechanic, but a new visual to the mechanic that caught out a lot of people. And even myself, the first time, I was like, why am I getting caught by this? And then I realized, oh, my auto attack is getting me. So
yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's right.
Yeah. So once I learned that, and I went through the dungeon a few more times just to get it, that final boss, his co-title of Puppet Master.
Right.
Wow. I thought he was really cool. And it kind of got me when they're talking about how, oh, we're going to save you. And I'm like, please, let's not talk to the void people. Let's not.
Yeah. Yeah, he was almost like, he almost seemed sad. Like he was this big, badass. I think it was the guy that was just showing in the background there. Was that the guy, I think?
No, that was Enos. That was from the trial.
Oh, that's right. But yeah, when you get him, then he's like, oh, well, actually, I'm sorry. It just, I don't know. It just kind of seemed kind of funny. But
it's definitely a setup for something else.
Oh yeah, and
yeah,
I like the dungeons. I died a lot, but I've never done. I mean, I've done some dumb stuff. I mean, I am not I consider you more of a gamer. I consider myself more of a gaming enthusiast. I'm a game enjoyer. I'm not great at a lot of stuff, but I did something that I've never done before. And I think I was farming some stuff last time I played 14. I hadn't logged in a week or two. and I get a little message that pops up when it says that I lost 10% durability. And then I realized, like, oh, no, I have 10 durability left, and I kept dying on, like, something that didn't seem too hard. Well, then I went to repair, opened my character thing up, and realized every single piece of gear was at 0.
Yep.
And all I could think is, oh my god, thank God I'm not the tank, and this is why I don't tank. I felt like an absolute idiot, but I think there might have been people that died more than me, so I don't know.
Well, and then I'll just cascade, right? Once your durability hits 0, the chance of you dying just goes up exponentially. It's like dominoes. It's just going to keep happening because now you don't have defense, you don't have stats. You're just kind of, a duck in a barrel. So a lot of those deaths probably weren't even because of your skill. A lot of those deaths were probably just because your gear wasn't up to snuff.
Right. When your gear's at 0, you're effectively just playing with your base stats, I suppose.
Right.
And it's crazy. We still did pretty well. We made it through. And so I don't know. I don't think I started. I think it went to 0 towards the end. But, that was just a 4-man trial. So it's like they really needed my DPS, and I couldn't have been doing that much. So whoever else was DPSing must have been punching some buns and taking some names. Because I was probably not doing much. But, I had fun. It was a good time.
Yeah. And I'm sure you'll do it again and do even better than what you did last time. So like you've already hit the bottom. So it's only up from there, right?
I hope well.
Next time NOS is going down faster.
Yeah, we'll see. The raid, did you do the raid yet?
I have not done the raid, and that's partly because I'm waiting for other people. We were going to do the raid last night. Mm-hmm. However, my son has gotten into Final Fantasy XIV, and he just got to the first Alliance raid, Crystal Tower. So we did that with him. Which me, as someone who's played 14 for like 13 years, I thought, oh, we got this in the bag. I'm not going to die. I'm the tank. Tanks never die. We got this. And I got too cocky.
Were you on your paladin?
I was on my paladin. Because, get in faster and tank and healer. And so one of the first bosses in that first kind of alliance raid is a behemoth. Mm-hmm. And one of the moves he does is he'll drop down meteors. And then he'll summon a bigger meteor. So you got to hide behind those rocks before it gets you. But at the same time, there are these like iron giants that will come by and destroy those rocks. So you kind of have to get those iron giants away from the rocks to be able to protect the rest of the alliance. Well, I got too cocky and I was like, I'll just use my invulnerability as a paladin. So when the big meteor comes down, I won't die and I'll be able to keep the iron giant away from the rocks. Well, fun fact, my invulnerability doesn't protect against that meteor.
Oh, no. The real question, though, was Vin Diesel voicing the Iron Giant, like in the animated film?
Oh, right.
No. But that's pretty awesome you're doing the Crystal Tower. I wonder if we're going to get more Crystal Tower, because I feel like every time we have to do something, like we're probably going to a new planet, we're probably going to have to go back and get some ancient technology from the Crystal Tower. So who knows? We may see more Crystal Tower. That does seem to be a bit of a trope in this game.
Yeah. I think there should be a Crystal Tower version in every shard. So when we go to the next expansion, the Crystal Tower should be, a version of it should be there.
Right. Are we going to get a version of our favorite Catboy then?
Possibly. It might not be a Catboy. He might be some kind of other shard embodiment of whatever soul that was. But there's a good chance that we could get another favorite Graha.
Yeah, we get a blue Catboy. Everybody wants a blue Catboy.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, it sounds like we're moving along there through the content. Be interesting to see what you think of the raid after you play it. I know you've seen it though, because you were you were there when I was playing it. I think you saw me die 18 times, something like
that. And I know the raid's all Final Fantasy XI, so I've done the first walk and I've done the second walk. So doing the third walk I haven't done yet, and I'm kind of curious about it. But maybe I'll drag you along so you can show me the ropes.
I don't know if I can really help with the ropes. I did absolutely horrible, but a few people did. There was the first time I've ever seen someone getting mad. Somebody's getting so frustrated because there's a really hardcore DPS check, and I'm used to healers getting checked and stuff, but like DPS, not a lot, at least the stuff that I do. And there's a pretty hard DPS check, and we kept failing it, and one guy was getting so angry. He was like all capsing, and somebody's like, chill, bro, it's day 2. But he didn't leave, and we got through it, so And
Good.
I honestly feel like when it's new content, there's something about dying 5 or 6 times and then finally getting it. Like, it makes when you finally get it feel better. At least I think so.
Well, and that's common, right?
Yeah.
Anytime there's new, harder content to come out, there's raid wipes all the time. So
Yeah.
it's common. So, maybe this guy was on a time limit, or maybe he wasn't in his good mind, whatever it might have been. But the cool thing, though, is somebody else spoke up and was like, hey, it's okay. It's a game, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't all have to be perfect at this.
My guess is he probably ran it. Oh, sorry. My guess is he had probably ran it already a few times. And so once you knew what to do, it wasn't bad. There's this part, for anyone who's played it, they might know this, but there's a little part where you drop down through the floor and you have to drop with your group. Well, you don't have to, but to make it so that all 3 DPS checks have the right amount of people, you want to stick with your group, right? And it does a thing where it'll push you off the edge like really easy, and so people are constantly getting pushed off the edge, and it's a DPS check. So once a few people go, you just doesn't matter if you get res or not, you fail it. And he probably knew where the spots to stand where you're gonna get pushed off the edge. Most of us didn't, so I think that's probably what is frustrated about. To me, it's just silly though.
Well, a fun fact about Final Fantasy XIV: we don't necessarily have roles like tank, DPS, or healer. You're all DPS. So if DPS is low, it's not just one person's problem. It's the whole group's problem.
Right. So essentially that makes me the whole group's problem, because since I die so much and the healer's having to res me so much, that I'm essentially stopping them from doing DPS. So I might be able to just lay on the floor and trip the boss and be more effective that way. At least that's
I'm pretty sure that happened.
Yeah, that is
Didn't the boss walk over your corpse and he died? I'm sure that's what happened.
Yep, I think so. The guy that we're seeing in the background there, the Warcraft crossover guy. I keep seeing this guy, and I just keep thinking there's like a guy from Warcraft, and it's messing with my head. I'm gonna quit looking at it. Oh, by the way, if anyone sees, that's my little guy right there, that little Lalafell.
Yep, that's a little buddy cat.
Yep,
with the Asm's crystal.
Yep. I forgot what the Asm's crystal does. I'm probably going to take heat for saying that. All right, on that note, should we move on to... I'm saving myself. Should we move on and talk about that trailer? I've watched it. Oh, yeah. Now, my knowledge of Final Fantasy XIV lore is pretty limited, and I'm constantly getting schooled. I've been playing this game for like a year and a half of my life. At least 3 or 4 days a week, and I just am constantly learning stuff, and there's so much to take in. I'm so forgetful, so... I'm excited about it. I noticed a few things, but I feel like I probably didn't notice as much as you noticed. Like, what? I want to hear your thoughts.
Well, I think before we talk about my thoughts, which I've seen the trailer at least 12 times now, even in like half speed and pause framing and all that stuff. But before we get into my thoughts, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your hot take first, because I think you'll have a more grounded version of it than what my version will be.
Oh, you want a hot take? Okay. Hot takes. Yeah. All right. Okay. First hot take, because it's hard to find something wrong with this trailer. However, I did notice that there was a little bit of a problem. In the volume on the voice, you could still hear it a little bit. They needed to turn it down so you couldn't hear it. I'm joking, but the volume, like I couldn't hear what they're saying. Like the volume was so low. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's the only thing I could find a hot take on. Everything else just had me like so excited. Just the way they were like doing all that embroidering and stuff before it like turned into like the real footage. That was so cool. And I hope they didn't use AI on that. I mean, I don't think they did, but because
I don't think they would either.
I would feel like a sucker at that point, because I was just blown away as that stuff was just being like sewn up really fast when they were going through there. Very cool trailer.
I think that was more of them flexing their new graphical power muscle. That sewing, they're like we got to do something above and beyond. Let's show what we can really do, because that was really awe inspiring, having them woven the world together like that. It's kind of cool. I think my biggest takeaway from that trailer really isn't a takeaway really, but I think that's not the full trailer. I think it's got slices cut out of it that are going to add a lot more context when the full trailer hits. So I think that was like a teaser to the actual trailer, which I think it's kind of interesting how curated that they made that, right? And it says a lot. And so you get all these kind of rumors going about it. Like the most prominent, I think, right now is about at the beginning of the trailer, you have an old cat lady kind of telling the story. And this old cat lady, people are saying that could be old.
Oh, I think I know where
Y'shtola.
you're going with this. I think I know where you're going.
Yeah, old Y'shtola.
Mhm.
Which, if that is old Y'shtola, there's a lot to unpack there, really, because time is now weird, right? What happened?
Well,
Mm.
help me out here. Now, like I said, I haven't been playing as long as you have. But isn't there something in Y'shtola's history where isn't she like permanently stuck at an age? Like she doesn't age? Or am I making something up?
So a little bit of A, a little bit of B.
Okay.
So she's not necessarily permanently stuck in age. She still ages, but she likes to do the trope of women not wanting to show off their true age, right? But also B, she uses magic to help keep herself look young because she was stuck in the first for a long time. So
Mhm.
she aged a little bit, and she doesn't want to really show that off. So
Oh, is that all it is? I thought it was something like some magic thing happened and now she's like turned eternal and can never age. It's nothing like that. I don't know where I heard
no.
that. Okay.
So she has died a few times, and we've been able to bring her kind of back from the brink.
Yeah.
So the main thing about her is she's blind; she can't see. So
Oh, yeah, that's right.
so she sees Aether instead of people, which brings that whole episode when she's in Stormblood and she's talking to that chief in the Adam Steps, and he's all like, "Oh, you're going to be my wife. You're going to be my mate," and she's all like, "Whoa, chill out, little son."
Right.
She's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa,"
Yeah. So
because he's too bright for her, and she can't see. It's just perfect.
it is pretty funny. So yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely interested to see where it goes. Is this we're going to so the reason they're calling it Evercold, right, is because we're going to another one of the shards of our star. And what is it? The 10th? Is that the one we're going to?
The fourth.
The 4th. Okay. So this is Final Fantasy 14 4. So if they do this to every planet, we've got a lot of expansions to go left, right?
Well, yeah, we still got a long ways to go. Some of the shards we can't get to because they've already either died off, merged, or misaligned somehow, so we can't get to them. And some of the shards share kind of the same themes. Like there's 2 lightning shards, there's 2 ice shards now. So we'll see what they do.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting, and we're gonna get some of the 13th in there, right? I would assume.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. It'll be interesting because the 13th is kind of a subplot right now, which we did a lot of the patch for the Void world, and so we were just recently talking about the Master Manipulator, and he ended up going to the 13th and talking with Zero, and they got some plans going on. So like, there's parallels there. Like, we're taking light from the first into the 13th to try to cleanse it a bit, or equal it out. And so we might be able to do the same thing with the 4th, maybe bring some heat to the 4th. But my kind of theory is we're probably going to the 4th, not necessarily to fix it. I think the 4th is already gone. I think it's already not something we can sort anymore. The shard itself is already it's either stuck trying to align with us and it can't anymore. There's nothing we can do about it, or it's already long past gone, frozen. It's just not happening. And maybe another shard of ours, of Azim, the Warrior of Light, had already went there and caused more destruction than he intended, much like the Warrior of Darkness from the first ended up saving that world and brought too much light to the world, and that caused it to go bad. So I'm thinking we're going along those lines somehow. And so when we're going there, we're not going there necessarily to fix or save that shard per se, but we're going there to fix the people that are there who've already lost hope and lost their way, because now we're in a realm, a godless arc. No more gods. Highland's gone.
Right.
We have remnants of the Echo, remnants of the shard. So I think we're going there really to give hope back to the people, not necessarily to save the shard.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, it always kind of messes me when I realize that that Heideland's gone. It's such a, I imagine for people who started at the beginning, that had to be a huge moment, right? Because that is like the core of the game,
Yeah.
Like how many games do you play where like the god over everything like is gone. Like you just don't. I don't know. You just don't see that.
Yeah, it's just What happens to a world where there's no there your rulers, basically the people that give you your power, the people that give you your way, are not there anymore. What happens? Do you become Generation X? Probably.
Right? My generation. Yeah, I can find a Limp Bizkit reference for everything. No.
Right.
I was also thinking about the name. The name. I don't know about you. I mean, this is maybe a bit of a hot. This is okay. So this is my other hot take. The name.
Sure.
I keep every time I go to. I almost said it again. I keep almost saying Nevercold. Like I don't know why.
Evercold.
Which is literally like the opposite of the expansion. So I don't know if it's maybe Neverwinter. I keep thinking like never cold.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Evercold because it's always cold, right?
You're right.
So I don't know why I keep messing that up. Hopefully I can get that out of my head. I keep saying it, so I don't know. So you're probably gonna have to correct me a few times.
Yeah, we'll keep correcting you, Evercold. All right. And I get names wrong all the time too. It doesn't detract from what we're trying to say though, right? Yeah. Like I have fake names for a lot of the NPCs in the game just to try to keep them straight in my head. Like Yishtola is Baytola, right? Papalimo.
Oh yeah, right? I got Tataru. I just call her Tater Tots.
Yeah, Tater Tots. Horshafont is Horky.
Oh yeah, Horky. Like, you love Horky.
Yep.
Don't you still have Horky's shield in your inventory?
Yep. And my inventory keeps telling me I'm too full, and I'm like, that's not ever leaving my shield or my inventory slot. So now if the new class comes out and it's a double shield tank, I'm gonna struggle to find. Oh, I'll just glam one of his shields, Horky shield, and then he'll have Horky shield with him all the time.
So yeah, that is one of the things. Maybe we should just dive into that. I hear a lot of people talking about it, and I'm so bad with classes and stuff. I just live in my little machinist world. But yeah, I keep hearing like a new tank with like double shields. Like people are getting this off of like Yoshi P's shirt or something. Like what do you know about that? Because I every time I open Reddit and stuff, I keep seeing like new tank.
Yeah, I'm a little biased because for the longest time I've been wanting the meme of two shields for weapons. So when Yoshi P comes out with his shirt that has the what is his name, Galvanus or something like that, he's a two shield tank that you fight in the MSQ, and he's got like the little guns, and it tends to be a DPS check for a lot of people that are starting the game. They can't get past him for a long time, or they end up quitting. And so seeing him as a potential tank opportunity is pretty exciting. But again, Yoshi P tends to not be that on the nose, so having a shirt with a double tank thing could just mean something else. We might be taking it too literally.
Okay, so he's not. I mean, I'm just kind of now getting into the culture of Final Fantasy XIV because I've been playing for about a year and a half. But so to avoid spoilers, I've not watched trailers before. This is like my first time like being up to date, current, excited about something, watching the fan stuff and all that. So is Yoshi P not one of those guys like Kojima who like everything has like a meaning inside of a meaning and is always trying to be clever? Is he just kind of a little more upfront and fun?
No, he tends to hide things.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So you think there could be meaning in the shirt then?
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's definitely meaning in the shirt. It's just translating it, what that meaning is going to be difficult because just because he's got the tank with the two shields on it doesn't mean that's what it's going to be exactly. It could be a play off of that somehow. Okay. So maybe it means that we're going to get a Garlean race that is new. I don't know.
Well, that's right. I didn't think about that. So caught up in like all the stuff that's going on in the trailer, I forgot we haven't talked, or they haven't made any mention of like races or classes or any of that sort of stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get a new cat race.
Another one? Oh man, that'd be great.
You know what I want?
Or
I want Loporrits. I want a playable.
Loporrit.
Were you just gonna say it?
That. Yep. I was just going to say it. I want to be a Loporrit running around, even like half the size of a Tarataru, like, or Lalafell, just running around.
Oh yeah, and one of your moves is like pudding slick, like you trip the boss with like pudding on the ground or something. and they make the Looney Tunes sound, whoop, 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 and they slip and fall in the pudding. I'm here for it. So you had made mention a little bit, and I've been seeing other people say it about some like Norse stuff hidden here. I'm not a Norse mythology expert, but I even saw on Reddit someone had made it like a checklist of every single thing that was like right out of Norse mythology and stuff. I mean, are you subscribing to that or?
Well, it's undeniable, right? Everything is Norse mythology. Even the All Ra at the end is reminiscent of Odin with his one eye. So, like, very much Norse mythology. But I don't think we're coming in at the beginning of the Norse mythology, like, you know, to save the day on your white horse. I think shit's already gone, and we're coming in, like Ragnarok's already happened. We're showing up. We're showing up after the fact.
Interesting. So instead of just like borrowing from all the gods and all the stuff, they're more like making references to like it as like a lost civilization or something.
Yeah. Like all the gods are gone. Thor's gone. Odin's gone. There's none of them, right? Godless realm arc, right? We're coming to a world that's already been. It's like stuck, merged, misaligned, whatever it might be. The shard is much like the void, but iced. And so there's very little we can do to save that shard. It's just saving the people.
Yeah, I mean, I do. One thing I always like about Final Fantasy is the way they've set up their world so that, like, anything can kind of happen. Like, you could even make a case that, like, our world could, like, actually live and function and be canonical inside of Final Fantasy XIV. Because there's just so much. You know, like, my mind was blown. I know I'm kind of going off the subject of this trailer, but like my mind was so blown when I found out that dragons were actually like an alien race who like traveled through space until some of them found a home. Like, I mean, it's absolutely crazy. And I'm like, oh, well, they could have came to Earth too. Like, it actually kind of makes sense.
Yeah, and this is heavy Endwalker spoilers, right? The whole reason why those dragons really came to Earth is because of how do I say this? The bluebird.
Right.
Right. So like I love that weaving of storytelling where it really feels like something bigger than us is happening. We're like, instead of us shaping the world is shaping us. Like we're being reactionary to our environment.
Right. God, it's just so crazy what a world they've created. I always feel so like I mean, I don't know if I consider myself like a Final Fantasy fanboy at this point, but I'm at the point where like, I mean, I don't engage in conversations. Like, I'm not like somebody who ever gets like in Reddit arguments or anything like that. Like, I see some stuff that makes me want to say, but I just don't. But when I hear people like crapping on the story in Final Fantasy XIV, I just feel something inside. Like, 'cause it's just such an amazing world. I mean, just look at the stuff we're seeing on the screen. Like, it's just, I mean, I am such a sucker for stories that span like eons, you know, like anything that's like, oh, well, let's travel back 10,000 years. And like, you know, like I love that sort of stuff. It's why I love like the original Knights of the Old Republic and stuff. I love those kind of stories. And I don't know how anyone could not like the story. Not that.
Yeah. So you probably know this about me, but I like to follow Twitch streamers, right? And I'll find new Twitch streamers to follow, especially ones that play 14. And one of the things that really kind of gets me to not follow them anymore are ones that are clicking through the story as fast as possible.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, watch it for a little bit. And if they're clicking through that story, I'm out. Nope, sorry, not happening. Because, you know, I think it's important to kind of get into the story and learn it. And this is happening with my son, too. Just last night, I was talking to him. He's like, I'm thinking about buying the story skip to get to the end game with you. And I was like, you're taking your time, boy. You are not buying a story skip. you are going to pay attention. You're going to read every line of dialogue. You only get this once, right? You only get this once.
I can understand why people think that way, because I think, you know, if you've already taken your time and you've been kind of spoon-fed this story over the last 10 years, and you're current, like, look at the excitement around the fan fest and all that. And if you're not current, that excitement, you can't take part in it, you know? And so the FOMO is real. Like, it has been killing me the last year and a half. Like, you know, I started right before Dawntrail came out, and everyone is so excited for Dawntrail, and I'm just, like, ignoring it, you know? But
Yeah, but
it's so
check
it's
this
so
out, though.
exciting. So I can understand why
If
people
you
think
skip the
that.
story,
Go ahead. Sorry.
if you skip the story, you wouldn't be this excited.
No, you're 100% right, and I didn't skip the story, and I'm glad I didn't. But I can understand why
Right.
people think that way. You know,
Yeah,
the
and
FOMO is real.
that's why it's important for us to pump the brakes for them, right? To
Yeah,
let them know this is not an MMO RPG by any stretch of the imagination. This is an RPG MMO. This is why when you go into a dungeon, people wait patiently for you to watch that cutscene.
yeah, yeah. I've in the year and a half I've played, and you know this about me. Whenever I get to like a dungeon, and sometimes it's to my detriment because it keeps me from learning the mechanics as well. Oh, by the way, I finally put the trailer up. I forgot to put that up when we started. So now we got the
No,
trailer.
I see it. Yeah,
So
the key in Adam's crystal.
oh god, this trailer is so good. I gotta not watch this trailer. It's gonna keep me from talking. But now I forgot this trailer is distracting me from what I was saying. But when I get to, you know this about me, when I get to like a trial or something in the MSQ, it's always like, would you like to enter with a party of NPCs? And there's, my boy Alpha Node waiting and, everybody ready to go, or with real people. I always choose real people. Like,
Yeah,
I think with the exception of maybe like twice, because it's a social game, I want to play with people. That's why I stream it, and that part is important to me, but I think you're right. I still don't think it is really truly an MMO. It really is just, I feel like it's a single player RPG with people there to help when you need them. We're like Guild Wars, everything is just, like a living world where you're just always playing with other people and stuff. Or even Diablo is easier to quest. Even though it's not even an MMO, it's so much easier to quest with other people. Where this game, when you're doing the MSQ, it's like you might as well just forget about it and do it on your own, until you get to the dungeons.
this game, to me anyway, is reminiscent of Tolkien's works, right? Where you have Lord of the Rings, and you have all these great minds that read the books and theory craft what's happening in them and what's going to happen, and they expand upon the world, and you get like the Silver Miriam or whatever it's called to kind of tie more things together. 14 to me is on that level, but higher because
higher than Tolkien. Okay, can I get this in writing?
Yeah, hey, I'm saying it recorded, right?
No, preach.
Like,
I'm here for it.
The reason why I think it's higher than Tolkien is because of the interactivity between it.
Mm-hmm.
You and I get to experience these things together, and then we get to talk about them.
Yeah.
Right at the same time. It's not like, hey, did you read that book? From last week's assignment or whatever. No, it's like we're in it together, getting authentic reactions right here, right now, together. Instead of, we're able to filter it through first and process some of the things. No, you get raw, unadulterated stories right here. It's amazing.
Yeah, and everyone, the thing that I get tired of seeing is people are always like, oh, I played, I'm like halfway through Realm Reborn, I'm just not liking it, and everyone is always like, just stick it out, it picks up the pace, and I don't know if it picks up the pace. I think if somebody's like, yeah, I like Realm Reborn, it's a little slow, by all means, you're probably gonna like what's coming. But when people just genuinely don't like it and they're skipping, I think there is a point when some people, it just isn't for some people,
Yeah.
Because I feel like Final Fantasy XIV players almost like gaslight people into like playing this game when they don't like it. Because if they've been through Realm Reborn and they've skipped all the story, I don't know at what point they're gonna start liking it. At least that's what it seems like to me.
Because I tend to tell people at least stick through till Titan. Beat Titan first. And then after Titan, if you still don't want to stick with it, it's just not the game for you.
Yeah. I mean, because when I don't really play RPGs. Like, I've never played an RPG like this. I've until I played this game and went back and played some stuff, I've never played a JRPG. I played one turn-based game. I beat Knights of the Old Republic. That was probably the closest that I've ever come. I've been more like, Mario Kart and that sort of stuff. But when I started playing this game, I felt like it was kind of slow, but I never didn't like it. And I feel like a lot of like veteran players are so used to like hearing certain things about it that I found people telling me, just stick with it. And I'm like, don't worry, I like it. I'm in. Don't worry, I'm sticking with it.
I'm trying to think, was there a time when I told you to stick with it, or was I just sitting back giving advice when you asked for it?
You've been there for most of the time that I've streamed through it. I think you probably have watched at least 90% of my streams on this game. I've streamed, for anyone just listening to this, I've streamed the MSQ in its entirety, right? I don't think you were ever telling me to stick with it, because I don't think I've ever given any like signs that I was like, oh my god, I can't take this game, you know? I mean, I complain about Alpha Node and stuff from time to time, but...
Which is awesome, because I just heard you say that I get to choose my boy Alpha Node in NPC Dungeon, so Alpha Node's really kind of grown on you. I love it.
He has.
He's past the mini tie.
You know...
The tiny tie, that's it.
Oh god, the tiny... Don't get me started on the tiny tie. Well, you know, there's something I hope. I know this is a little bit nerdy, but, you know, I mean, we're talking about Final Fantasy XIV. I'm sure that's fine. I really hope that Tataru, Tater Tots, my girl Tater Tots, makes everybody some new clothes again, you know, for the new expansion, because I think people could use some new looks. Like when we went to Garlic Melt, they got some winter coats and stuff, but not really like a full outfit. Now that we're going to be going cold, I think it's a perfect opportunity to really update everyone's look, you know?
Yep.
Like, because some of the clothes they have, like the faces look really good now, but some of the clothing models are still kind of more low res, so it'd be nice to get like a full, like nice upgrade. So at least the main characters in NPC's clothing are kind of looking more like what we're seeing on the trailer right now. You know?
Yeah, so let's speculate a little bit on that, because a lot of times when a new expansion comes out, some of the NPCs get new jobs, and some of these NPCs have had jobs for a while. Like Sanskrit's been a gunbreaker for a while now. Alphino has been a sage for a bit now. Alice has been a red mage for a very long time. So, like, what are some of the new jobs you think they might pick up with a new outfit, like a warmer outfit with a new job too?
Cryo tanking. No, just kidding.
Well, what if Cryo became the new double shield tank? She just like a little short wall that you can't get your shins past. That would be hilarious.
You know, and there could be a reason for it. I know she's like the least likely you'd think, because she just got a new job last expansion with Pictomancer.
Yep.
But it kind of makes sense, because maybe like the memories of Pictomancer are so tied to like her past that she wants to like walk away from that and try something new. And she is somebody who's always like adventurous and stuff. Although it might kill some people I know. I think some people are just fed up with Kryl, but I love Kryl. I would be fine seeing Kryl tank 2 shields.
Oh man, what did you get for Kryl? You got a double downvote on her.
What? A double?
Yeah, you got a double downvote on Kryl that one time. That was hilarious.
Oh god, I don't know what's with people.
I know, but yeah, Kryl as a tank would be great. I think Y'shtola she's a black mage now, and she was like a conjurer and then a black mage or something like that. So like, I would love to see Y'shtola like branch off and be like a viper.
Yeah. What if one of the main NPCs? You know, we don't know who's going to teach us Beastmaster. What if we walk the path of Beastmaster with one of our friends who was walking it with us or something? I mean, I doubt it, but that would be cool. Man.
Alpha Node as a Beastmaster?
Like Alpha Node has always been like so prim and proper that he just wants to like get out there and live in the forest and like become one with nature, and that's what he does. And he's like, before we go off to the 10th, buddy, I would like you to come tame beasts with me. I'm like, hell yeah, Alpha Node, let's do it. Man,
the Feral Bros right out there.
That's right. That's right. I mean, for the record, I don't think that's going to happen, but that would be cool. That would be pretty cool. I'm so excited about Beastmaster, though. You have no idea.
Oh man! And then when I saw Beastmaster in her kind of jobs list, I was like, "Oh man, Buddy's gonna. He has to see this. He's gonna love this."
I mean, if they would have showed a clip of taming beasts and they would have showed like taming a Spriggan or a Dust Bunny, I might have just died right there. Like my soul might have just left my body.
The chance is pretty high. I think right now there's gonna be about 50 enemies that you can kind of tame. So one of them could be a Spriggan.
We know Gubu. We know Gubu's.
Yeah, we know Gubu.
Yep.
and how cool would it be if you could like change the colors of your monsters that you capture, so you can have like your hot pink Gubu?
Oh my goodness, I would like that. It would be nice to see some customization. Like you know, I played WoW back in the day. Through, I didn't play vanilla. I started right when vanilla ended, and I played through the first expansion. That was like my stint in there. In the Hunter, you know, it was so, you know, your pet was like your personality and stuff like. So it would be cool if they gave it some of the customization that they did, like if they pulled from some of that, because I think a lot of people migrated from WoW over to Final Fantasy XIV when WoW was going through their issues. We'll just leave it at that. But a lot of people don't like where some of the classes have gone, especially Hunter. And I think my guess is you're going to see a lot of people who played a Hunter in WoW coming to check out Beastmaster. Because I think old school Hunters in WoW are pretty hardcore about that class. And so there's a real opportunity to put some... I mean, they have a template. No, I haven't seen another game since then do as much with your pet. So fingers crossed.
Well, you also have the thought about the Final Fantasy XI players that chose Beastmaster to be solo players, because back then the only way to really be a solo player was a Beastmaster.
That's true.
And 11's still going. 11's changed a lot. So I think a lot of people can solo now in that game. I'm not sure yet. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't played it in a long time. But some of those early Beastmasters from 11 would probably jump on the train for 14 if it had a Beastmaster. So I can see that being a thing.
I'm not 100%
my only
sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. My only contention with Beastmaster is it capped at level 50, because here you have to have Dawn Trail to get Beastmaster, but at the same time it's capped at ARR, which feels a little weird.
Yeah. I hope it's popular, and I hope they take the cap away with patches and not expansions. I mean, I keep seeing stuff like, oh, well, they did this with Blue Mage, they did that with Blue Mage, but it's one example, and it's 10 years ago. It's not... If there were 3 limited classes that followed the same kind of structure, I think we'd have some precedent, but I don't think Blue Mage being a limited job is necessarily precedent for what the Beastmaster is going to do, because it's just one, and it's been out a while, right?
Yeah, so what is your take then on limited jobs as a whole?
I don't like being limited, like just as a person in general, like in life. Like I'm the type of person that, like, let's say a game that I want to buy goes on sale. Let's say I'm browsing Steam, like, oh my god, I've never played The Witcher 3. It's a classic game. I better download it. It's on sale for $4.99. I know that I don't know when I'm going to get to it. And even if I do, like, I'm notorious for playing games for like 20 hours, having a blast, and then moving on. Like, my Steam library is an arcade to me, right? So I'll play for 20 hours and I'll check out. But if the DLC is on sale too, I've got to buy the DLC because it comes on. I don't like being limited. It's a FOMO thing, I guess. So I don't like Beastmaster being limited. I don't like knowing there's stuff I can't do with it if I wanted to, even though I probably wouldn't. Does that make sense?
Yep, it makes sense. I think I'm kind of in the same boat with you here. I wish that there was a way they could just get rid of the limited moniker and just let people play the jobs that they want to play. So, like, I can go into a dungeon with you guys as a Beastmaster, right? I can go in a dungeon with you guys as a Blue Mage, and it should just work. I have a hard time wrapping my head around why a limited job should even really be a thing. I get maybe to add some power, some solo player play to the game, but at the end of the day, it's an MMO.
And it's so solo friendly anyways. Right? I mean, it's already like the most solo-friendly experience you're going to find in a MMO, I think.
Yeah, just for the story, the only thing that you can't really do solo is the first kind of alliance, right? The Crystal Tower series, and then the trials. But even then, like,
but I don't know.
Most people understand.
I don't. Not every. I mean, this is my opinion only. So there's definitely some people who are going to disagree with me. Some people want to do everything with NPCs, but to me, if you have to like make friends and join a free company and find a group to do stuff with, to me that makes it not single player. If you can just like click a little button on the right and just, hit Dungeon Finder and just jump right in, do the thing real quick, move on. To me, that doesn't really feel like a multiplayer thing hindering the game. You're still able to just move right through it. Versus, like old school MMOs, you had to meet up in town. You had to know people. You had to venture out together. And to me, that limits stuff, but just being able to click and join a group, to me, that just feels a little bit different. Like, it's like multiplayer light or something. And for those reasons, I mean, unless you're doing like Savages or Ultimates or whatever they call them, you can do everything in Final Fantasy. I mean, I'm not in a free company. I don't play with people. I mean, I have regulars like in my stream that will join me on the raids and stuff, and that makes it faster, and it's certainly fun. I prefer that, but I've played through all of the MSQ, gone back and done a lot of the raids, and I'm current on all the raids from like Shadowbringers, Endwalker, and Dawn Trail, and it's just queuing,
Yeah, and I think not playing with other players, you miss out on some of the context that the game has
Mhm.
too. Like very specifically back in 2.0, there was a dungeon. I forget the name of the dungeon off the top of my head. It's been a long time since I played it, but the boss would put down these kind of light spikes in the ground, and you had to work on taking care of those light spikes and working on the boss. And I wasn't a tank back then. I was a dragoon. I know, strange, but it was my first job. And
But
because
not
kept
to
dying
interrupt,
on
but
the boss.
you're probably leveled up in all the classes, right? Or all the jobs?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Just checking. Go ahead.
But my main's tank. I just like controlling the pace of the battle, because
Right.
if I get into a fight, if I get to a dungeon and there's some new people who haven't seen that dungeon, I like to get to every little nook and cranny of that dungeon just so they can get the complete challenge log for that dungeon. Because a lot of times that doesn't happen. The tank will just run right through, and then you have to go back in to get that challenge log done. So I like to go in to uncover the map for new players.
Which is awesome. I wish there were more players like you in the game. I mean, it makes it so much fun when you have people who want to help out the new players,
Yeah. And sometimes they don't even know it's a thing that happens in a dungeon, right? So it's kind of cool to be able to, take their hand and be like, it's okay. Does it have to be that fast? We can slow down a little bit. Anyway, in that dungeon, we kept dying. And like the tank and the healer both got so pissed off that we couldn't beat it. So they left. They left the dungeon. So me and the other DPS were sitting there like, what are we going to do? Right? We've never had this happen before. So we kept trying the boss ourselves, and we kept dying. And finally, a new tank and a new healer came in, and we told them what was going on, and they're like, "Oh, well, here's how you do it. This is how the mechanic works," and walked us through it, and took their time to teach us how to do it. And I will never forget that. Like that never happened to me in an MMO before.
Yeah.
Right. I've played Ultima Online where you just get ganked all the time for every little thing that you do or have. Like you're out farming in the swamp, and a group of people come by and kill you, take all your stuff, right? Or you do the same to them, because that's just the nature of the game.
That sounds like
Evercold.
That sounds like my 2 hours total that I spent in Star Wars Galaxies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Galaxies. I played a lot of Galaxies where right before the game engine changed, we would farm a bunch of crate dragons to get a bunch of their crate pearls. And somebody in the guild, right when the expansion happened, they researched all the pearls and took them all from us. So we lost like 120 pearls.
Oh, God.
Like, a lot of experience in MMOs were kind of bad.
Yeah.
And so when I came to 14 and the experience wasn't bad, I had a really good experience for the most part. I was like, oh yeah, this is my comfort zone. This is where I'm going to be.
Yeah, and it makes me not want to play other games like I'll always love WoW. I love the story. I love the world that it's in. But I quit playing many expansions ago just because the people you play with aren't fun, and that has to be fun. And I spent a long time kind of like living in this world like, well, Final Fantasy will never recreate that early WoW feeling that I had. Like, that is so magical. But at least the people are nice. Where I've shifted past that now to it's also just like my favorite story and world too.
Oh yeah.
But the people make a huge difference. I mean, like I said, a year and a half in this game, and this was the first time I had ever seen anyone get mad, and everyone instantly jumped all over them. And they weren't even like rude jumping on them. They were like, like, chill, bro, LOL, that kind of stuff, So it's just such a fun crowd. So,
which is the way it should be, honest.
Right. Is there anything else that you want to cover in the trailer before we take a break?
I think the rest of hey, look, there's Odin. I think the rest of our hot takes for the trailer should be stymied until the full trailer comes out, because I think there's going to be some surprises there.
Okay. And hopefully we'll be live streaming that whenever they reveal it.
I know, huh? That'll be good. If you want to live stream this with me, definitely hit me up.
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like anything like this, we should be live streaming. It's one, it's fun, and two, I don't know, it's fun. That's it. I'm gonna be watching it anyways. You're gonna be watching it anyways, so it just kind of makes sense.
Cool.
All right, so I guess if that's it, you want to take a break, and we'll come back and do play some games, a little name that tune or something.
Heck yeah.
All right.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back in just a bit. Thank you. All right. Welcome back to the show. We're going to do something now that we like to call Name That Tune, but it's not just Name That Tune, it's Name That Video Game Tune. So I have gone through and I picked out a few songs, and I'm going to see if I can stump Ashen. Now, Ashen knows his soundtracks. You know your soundtracks, I feel. So these might be easy, but you never know. Sometimes, the brain might slip. You might be, I know what that is, I just can't think of it. Lucky for you, we're going to do multiple choice. I'm going to give you a song, and I'm going to give you multiple choice, and then you tell me what you think it is. And I've got 3 songs.
It's always F.
It's always F. There's no F. There's just 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, all right.
All right.
Already lost.
I've got 3 songs. We're going to go pretty easy, a little harder, and then the final boss fight of Name That Tune will be not actually from the game. I'm going to try my best to find maybe a group covering a song, maybe a solo guitar player playing something. This time I have a string quartet playing a song for number 3. So we'll see if you
as long as it's not in reverse. Oh man.
No, it's. I'll make sure it is true to the original song. I won't find some artsy take on it. I won't give you the interpretive dance video of a song. We'll give you the actual song. Okay, first up. This one is going to be the easiest. I'll play the song. I'll give you about 15 seconds, and then I'll read off the options for you. And you might know it the second you hear it. So if you do, just for the listeners, go ahead and I'll read the things just in case, make it a little more fun. Okay. Do you think you know what it is?
I think I do. Can we go back to music though? I was jamming.
Nope. You get one shot. You get one shot.
One shot. All right.
But I'm going to read you. I'm going to read you the options. So, option number 1, Street Fighter 2. These are all Super Nintendo games, by the way, which you probably guessed by the way they sounded. Mm-hmm. Number 2, Super Metroid. Number 3, Super Ghost and Ghouls. Or number 4, Dragon's Quest V for the Super Nintendo.
Wow. I can probably eliminate Dragon Quest V because that's way too kind of upbeat for what that game is.
So if I played a Dragon Quest V, would you have known it right away? You think?
Possibly. It's been a while since I played Dragon Quest V, but I'm pretty familiar with RPG soundtracks, and I don't think that sounds like a Dragon Quest V soundtrack.
Okay, so you got Street Fighter 2, Super Metroid, and Super Ghost and Ghouls left.
So my Street Fighter music knowledge isn't that extensive. I mostly know Guile theme, which goes with everything, as we all know. So I'm going to tentatively remove it from Street Fighter 2 and say it's not it, just because of Guile theme. So then that leaves Metroid and Super Ghouls and Goblins.
Super Metroid.
Yeah, Super Metroid and Ghouls and Goblins. So out of those 2, I'm pretty. So it doesn't sound like Zeebs. So I'm thinking it's not Super Metroid. I'm thinking this is the Ghouls and Goblins one. That's what I'm going to lock in. Ghouls and Goblins.
Super Metroid. It is the Bryn. It is the Bryn Star theme.
Oh, Brimstar.
Yep. So yeah, I didn't know if that was going to be super obvious or not. It's like these are games we played a ton, but it's hard to remember all the music, right?
Well, I think I've played Super Metroid once my entire life, and I just remember the Zeeb theme. So
okay, yeah, it does get popping. That might have been a little tricky one. It was like on one hand, it's like a classic game, but also some of the Metroid music's a little more atmospheric. That one's a little more of a bop. All right.
Yeah, I know more RPGs than I know other games, so.
I know, that's why the very first one wasn't Final Fantasy VI out the gate. I'd have played one note and you'd been like, Final Fantasy VI.
Well, and that's why they want to kind of get rid of Dragon Quest right away, too.
Yep. All right, the next one. This one might be, I don't know, this one feels like it could be easy, but these are all original Game Boy games. So I don't.
Game Boy games.
So I don't know
So
if this is going to be easy or not. Are you ready? I'm going to let it rip.
yeah, I'm ready.
Here we go.
Ready.
You get about 15 seconds, and when the volume comes down, I'll read you the options. How do you not dance to this? So good. Okay. I love that song. Okay, so here are your options.
Man.
These are all Game Boy games.
And
Go ahead.
it's definitely not Castlevania Circle of the Moon.
No. Wait, that was Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
This is original. Like the big. Do you see it right above my head there? It's this big chunker right there.
Yep.
And
Gotcha.
I have this game up there, actually.
Oh, nice.
So. Oh no, I don't have all the boxes, so you can't see. Okay, so here's your options: Kirby's Dream Land, DuckTales 2, which was on the Game Boy.
Oh.
Super Mario Land, which was the first Mario game on there, or Donkey Kong Land.
It's gonna be hard because I didn't play a lot of Game Boy games.
Oh, okay.
So let's see here.
So we're guessing at this point.
Yeah, this is going to be a complete guess.
Okay.
So the only Game Boy games I played was Final Fantasy Legends.
Okay.
And Tetris. So
You never played Samus's Return, huh? That's such a classic.
No. I didn't get into the Metroidvania games until Symphony of the Night.
That's about the same time I got into them, and that's around the time I went back and beat it on. Then I found it like at a GameStop or something and picked it up. But anyways, so I'm distracting you. All right, what do you think?
Yeah, well, so I'm going to eliminate the last one. What was that? Donkey Kong, I think it was. So I'm going to eliminate that one. I mean, it could be that one because it's kind of upbeat.
It could be.
But I think there might be one that's a little bit more. So what were the other three again?
You get Kirby's Dream Land, which is one of the most iconic Game Boy games. I think that's where Kirby started.
Yeah.
Okay. DuckTales 2 or Super Mario Land, which is probably the most iconic Game Boy game other than Tetris.
Yeah. So it doesn't sound like a Mario, so I'll eliminate that one also. So then I have DuckTales, which it could be. It sounds very DuckTales to me. And then there's Kirby, which also it could be Kirby. So to me, in my mind, I have a 50-50.
Okay.
Like last time, it was a 50-50 between Metroid and Ghosts and Ghosts. So I'm going to take another shot in the dark. And I think I'm going to say it is DuckTales.
It's Super Mario Land.
Super Mario Land, yeah.
You know, this one felt obvious to me, but I'm a huge Mario fan. And so me, like, that was one of the first games I like went pretty hard on when I got a Game Boy.
Man,
and that song is just like I find myself humming this song just sometimes randomly to this day. But yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
It was that Soda Poppy, huh?
It was.
Cool.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite soundtracks too. All the songs are so catchy. They remind me of like 2000s like pop punk melodies, even though it was like a decade before that.
You know, I think artists from back in the day don't get enough credit because the limited hardware they had to make that music, man, they did some magic.
Oh, they absolutely did some magic. All right, are you ready for the last one? Yep. I'm gonna laugh. This is the one that I figured would be. This is the boss fight of Name That Tune because this isn't originally from the game. It's a song.
Oh, okay. It's
a cover of a song. Like I said, maybe we'll do a guitar sometimes. Maybe you'll hear like a metal version, like the metal version of the Chocobo song. But this time, this is from a string quartet that does a lot of pop songs and a lot of video game songs. So let me find.
What to be Saint Sinners?
And I'll tell you who the string quartet is when we're done too. I want to make sure the credit is given where credit is due. All right, here we go. And get about 15 seconds. When it goes quiet, I'll read you the options. You look like you might know it. these guys are good. Okay, here are your options. Let me turn this on so it doesn't loop. Okay. And these, we're not on a specific system. It just could be anything. Is it from Super Mario RPG, which was from the Super Nintendo? Is it Portal, which obviously is Steam in every system? I think it's a game that everyone has played. Is it the what?
My
game?
wife even played Portal.
The game of the year, Expedition 33, or is it something
that actually ran through my mind?
Did it really? Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah.
Or is it from Final Fantasy 3?
Okay, so I'm eliminating 3 right off the bat because I know that music pretty well. I played that game recently.
Okay.
All the way through, and I still listen to some of that soundtrack. So I'm like 90% confident it's not 3.
Okay.
So then Expedition 33, I've recently got the platinum on that game.
You 100%ed that, huh?
100% in Expedition 33, and the music is very reminiscent of Expedition 33. Like, I think if I didn't already think I knew this one, I would say it was 33, but I'm eliminating it because I'm pretty sure it's not that. Okay. And so the last 2 options are
Super Mario RPG and Portal.
So between those 2 options, when I was listening to that string quartet, lyrics kept coming through my head, and Mario RPG's OST has no lyrics.
This is true.
It's just music, where this specific song has lyrics, and so I'm going to lock it in as Portal Steam version.
All right, congratulations! You got what could have been the hardest one because it's not actually from a game or like from the actual soundtrack. So this is the Vitamin String Quartet. I was recently turned on to the song. My oldest is in orchestra, and I'm friends with the orchestra director too, and he's a huge game fan. He often will put in at least one video game thing, and they played this version of it at the orchestra concert I just went to, and I'm like, ooh, I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Vitamin String Quartet. They have all kinds of stuff. They have the Chrono Trigger soundtrack on their website.
Oh, man.
And it's great, but they do crazy stuff. Like they have a Dragon Force song, like the one that's like really popular in Guitar Hero, and they just shred it, the guitar solo and everything in the violin. Yep. Through the Fire and the Flames. They have it. So really good group. I highly recommend checking them out. Vitamin String Quartet. They're pretty popular. I mean, there's a chance that whoever's listening to this has already heard of them. I think they got like millions of like views on every video. They're pretty popular. Yeah. But yeah, good job. That was pretty fun. All right, so I think before we go, we have our last segment. This is something, maybe at some point we'll get like a nice little audio clip or a song here. But for now, we don't have that, so I'll just say that this is what I don't know if we're calling it, but what it is as it happened this week in the 90s. What do you got for us?
Right. So this week in the 90s, back in April 27th, 1982, I thought Buddy was going to double play me here with the music list because the game I got is Kirby's Dream Land on the Game Boy. And so I thought that the music was going to tie into this, and it was just him even tricking me even more at a more meta level. He's playing 4D chess on me. So that was pretty good.
I see. So you thought that I already knew what you were bringing, because the idea of this, right, is that you're going to bring some stuff, and I don't know about it. But I think maybe you had mentioned something in a Discord chat or something. I didn't realize that that's what you were picking. No, I didn't pick throw a Kirby's Dream Land in there because of that. So have you played that game?
So I haven't played Kirby's Dream Land. I honestly haven't played any Kirby except for on Smash Brothers, but I know how iconic he is, and he gets thrown into a lot of discussions I have about like who's stronger, like is Cloud stronger than Kirby? No, type of situations. And, well, Kirby tends to win a lot because he can absorb their powers, right? Mm-hmm. He can become whatever he's facing. Yeah. But the interesting thing, a fun fact about the original Kirby's on the Game Boy is when he absorbed somebody, he didn't get their powers. He just spat him back out.
Yeah.
So the original Kirby didn't take powers.
Yeah. In fact, I went back and played it a little bit ago, and I was kind of surprised. But I'm not sure which one came out first, the Nintendo one or the Game Boy game. Do you know offhand? Somebody is going to correct us here because I just don't know.
From what I was looking into, I'm pretty positive that Kirby's Dream Land on the Game Boy was the first Kirby. And to back that up is the fact that he didn't get powers when he absorbed. It was the later Kirby games that he got powers. The first one, he did not.
Right. You know what's funny? And those games are pretty easy. Like I've beat the one on the Game Boy and I beat the one on Nintendo. I feel bad even saying beat because they're pretty much walking simulators. You just got to get to the end. Like the only thing that keeps you from beating Kirby is just how much time do you have? Do you have time to beat it? Oh, well, then you can beat it.
So he's changed and evolved a lot since then because some of the later Kirby games, they're not that easy.
No, and I don't remember one of my kids was going through and playing one of them and trying to do everything. There's something where you have to go back and like beat something on some, I don't know. There's some like really hard stuff in there to like complete everything. So I don't know. I haven't played much past that. I played a little bit of the one on the Wii. I think that was like the knitted yarn one or something like that. But I have the one on Switch, the one that's on Switch 2 now, the like full 3D one. It's on my to-do list, like my short list. So I'm going to be playing that pretty soon. But yeah, Kirby, iconic. This week, huh?
Yeah. Yep, it was this week. The 27th of April is when it came out.
Did you say 92?
Yeah, 1992. And it's kind of interesting to see how it's grown and how it's evolved, like from a really simple side scroller like you're talking about to what it is today, where he's probably one of the most powerful creatures in all of existence.
And you know what? Have you ever noticed all the Kirby games always seem to be like a cut above for quality? But if you notice, they always come out on each system, whether it's the Super Nintendo or the Nintendo 64, they come out late in the cycle. Yeah. So a lot of stuff was already developed. So I think that is a pretty big part of why they're always really polished. But yeah, I'm a huge Kirby fan. So that makes Kirby 34 years old this week?
Right around there, man.
How you feeling?
What a pink little puff. Well,
I mean, I wasn't born yet. I don't know. No, just kidding. All right, what else you got for us?
So this isn't a game, but it's something that came out in the 90s, not necessarily this year. It's actually kind of hard nowadays to kind of nail down when some of the things in the 90s came out. But this is something I think that it's close to you, buddy, which is a song by Nirvana called Smells Like Teen Spirit.
This week, huh? So I remember when that came out, because I'm from Washington, so it was like a really big deal when that song came out. And you're right, that one is kind of close to me. That song, I think it kind of changed my life. I started dressing different when that song came out. Like everyone around, like that song changed a lot of everything. Yeah, that's a good find.
Yeah. So I have a fun story about me being a young teenager in high school and hot-blooded, where there was, a female I was trying to pursue at the time, and her favorite song was Nirvana, "Smells Like Teen Spirit." So I was like, I've never heard of this. I'm a shut-in. I play video games all the time, so I'm gonna go and learn what this is.
Why am I not surprised?
Yep. So then, of course, I learned the song and I was all happy about it, and I went to go tell her, "Hey, I went and learned about your song, and this is late 90s, mind you." And it was the day right after the incident happened. Oh no! And I didn't know because I wasn't into it. And man, she did not want to talk to me ever again. I learned a valuable lesson.
With the exception of maybe you, I think a lot of people our age, that's like our Kennedy moment. Like a lot of people remember what they were doing when they found that out. Like I was up snowboarding at Mount Baker, and me and my friends had come down to the lodge the next morning, and that was like the front page news, and it's just like, everyone was like, "Oh my God," and it just totally put like such a dark cloud on the moment. And the lodge had just got the brand new Mortal Kombat 2 machine too, and it totally killed the vibe there. But
oh man,
just to bring video games back into it. But yeah, that is definitely a moment a lot of people remember. So yeah,
but since that day though, I was a huge Nirvana fan, just kind of came to it a little too late.
How can you not be though, right? Although I
Yeah,
think there's
yeah,
some people. I know a lot of people like, they don't listen to rock or they might not like, alternative or metal or anything like that. But everybody knows Nirvana, of course.
Yeah. So, what do you think aged better? Do you think Kirby aged better or the Nirvana song?
That's a good question. Oh man. I guess the question is like, if I had to move to an island and I couldn't take one of them with me, which one would I not take? As much as I love Nirvana and I think they're a bigger part of pop culture than Kirby is a video game that'll keep me entertained. Smells Like Teen Spirit's only 3 minutes long. So for that reason, just for pure level of entertainment, I'm going to go with Kirby.
Kirby, I think I'm right there with you because I came to Nirvana late.
Oh God, I'm seeing the unsubscribes just happen. Like no,
I know. But like I've already been exposed to Nirvana. I've already listened to other songs. Where the Kirby games is something I haven't played yet. So it'd be fun to kind of dive into them and sink my teeth into them.
We should co-op something. I'm sure there's got to be something you can do co-op on.
Oh yeah, I'm. What I really want to co-op with you on is Secret of Mana 3, Second Densetsu. The only problem with it is the newer version of it isn't co-op. You have to get the older version of it.
What system was that on?
Oh man, I'm pretty sure it was the PlayStation, but it was only a Japanese version, so we'd have to find some kind of patch or workaround.
Because I know a lot of there's the Of Mana games that came out on the Super Nintendo. Are any of those co-op? Because they're on Switch online, so we could play those online. I don't think a lot of people realize anything that's on Switch online, you can co-op. If it's like even Super Mario Bros. Or Contra, as long as you're friends, we can play a 2-player game as if we're sitting. It takes couch co-op and lets you do it across the globe, so you can co-op.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Only one person needs to have the game, right?
No, I might have to look at that, but I'm pretty sure both people have to have the Nintendo Switch online thing because basically I'll start the game and then you'll see that I'm playing and then you hit join because I have to start a 2-player game and you join in, and I don't think you can do that without the Switch online membership.
Well, that's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is if you're playing Secret of Mana. And even though we both have a Switch, we both have Switch Online. But if you're playing Secret of Mana and I don't own it, I can still play it with you.
If you have the Switch Online, all these games are included in Switch Online, so you would have the game.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
I think there's 50 Super Nintendo games or something like that. There's Nintendo, Super Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo 64. So any of those, if you're paying the $5 a month or whatever, we could play co-op as if we're sitting on the couch next to each other. So. Pretty neat feature. I don't think a lot of people realize that you can do that on all those. They're all people want to relive playing GoldenEye 64 from their youth. Boom, you can do it with somebody on the other side of the country.
Well, just give me 10 minutes. I'll tell you my entire Nintendo Switch code so we can play together.
Awesome.
The friend code. I think it takes 10 minutes to say, right?
Something like that. Oh my God.
Numbers.
Yeah. They don't make it easy, but they also make it harder for kids to meet weirdos online and stuff. So I give Nintendo a little respect for some of the difficulties. I think they're difficult on purpose.
Yeah, I think so too.
Unlike, do you really want your 9-year-old playing Call of Duty online with the voice chat that automatically fires up versus, Mario Kart, right? You're not going to meet any weirdos while you're playing Mario Kart.
Just me.
Right, but you'd have to keep being a weirdo to yourself.
Yeah. I just lag behind and just keep getting the blue shell over and over again. Not even trying to win, just hit people's blue shell.
That does not surprise me. Well, all right. So I think that's pretty much it, right? I think this is the end of our first podcast. This is the end of the pilot episode.
It is.
All right. Is there anything you would like to tell anybody before we go?
Stay tuned next week for the next podcast that we have coming up.
Yep. So you can find us. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, all the places that you find your podcast. You can go to buddycat.gg for now. We'll probably get another website up, but buddycat.gg will give you all the links that you need to get where you need to go. And we're going to start streaming our podcast live every week. We're going to shoot for Tuesday this week. So we'll be streaming it live on Twitch and YouTube before it hits the podcast stores the next day. And I think that just about does it for us. Other than that, I should mention also on that link, if anyone has any questions or any comments, you can send us a message if you go to buddycat.gg too. And I think we tested that. I think it works. So I think we're good. All right. So we will see you next week. Ash, have a good one. I can't wait to do this next time.
You too, buddy.
All right.
And thanks for joining us for this podcast. It's been a lot of fun.
Yep. All right. We're out.